Hello, my name is Michelle Predit, and this presentation will focus on my proposed project of healthy cooking classes at Valley Children's Hospital for Dr. Krenz's PH 280 class. This presentation will go over the introduction, the theoretical framework used, the limitations of this study, the literature review, and the proposed research methods. The purpose of this project is to determine if healthy cooking classes are an effective nutrition intervention for overweight and obese patients and their families at Valley Children's Hospital. The dietary and cooking patterns have changed drastically in the United States. Today, Americans spend about half of their total food budget and take 32% of their calories on away from home foods. There is growing evidence linking home cooking with an increased consumption of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, and calcium-rich foods, while eating outside the home has been associated with an increased consumption of ready-to-eat meals and calorically dense convenience foods. The increase of Americans choosing to eat outside of the home may have contributed to the childhood obesity epidemic America now faces. Today, 1 in 5 school-age children are considered obese. Recently, cooking classes have been used as a method to increase healthy eating and dietary patterns in various community settings. Research has determined that healthy cooking classes among children and their parents positively influences their dietary intakes and self-efficacy with cooking. The social cognitive theory was developed by Albert Bandura in 1986. It proposes that learning occurs in a social context with a constant interaction between the behavior, the environment, and the individual. The theory is composed of many components such as observational learning, behavior capability, expectations and expectancies, and self-efficacy. The social cognitive theory was selected for this project because it has been shown to influence the dietary patterns among children and adults. In this project, there were several limitations. For one, participation in this study was not randomized. Participation in this study was done via convenience sampling, as the participants in the study were referred to the program by their endocrinologist. Participation in the study was also limited to families and patients at Valley Children's Hospital in Madera, California. There was a small sample size, and the short duration of the study also provided another limitation. Also, because there was a pre and post test at the beginning and at the conclusion of the study, there was data collected that was self-reported. Studies have shown the effectiveness of cooking classes in community and school-based settings. In one study, researchers evaluated the feasibility of understanding a food skills intervention aimed to increase cooking confidence and dietary choices. As a result, fruit and vegetable consumption increased from 1.7 servings per week to 3.8 servings per week, and 68% of participants now felt confident in their cooking abilities. Another study implemented cooking classes in a school-based setting among disadvantaged youth. Following the study, daily fruit intake increased to 67% and vegetable consumption increased to 43%. Hospitals and clinical-based settings have also begun to realize the benefit of these cooking courses. In San Diego, the Let's Get Cooking classes have been implemented at Scripps Hospital. These classes educated patients on meal planning and was targeted those that are type 2 diabetic. Another program called Chef has been implemented at the San Antonio Children's Hospital and teaches children and families the basic cooking skills. There has been limited published literature on the impact of these clinical-based classes. Many of these programs evaluate things differently and have not published out their research yet. That is why this study is needed. It is needed to help bridge the gap between food and medicine for patients at Valley Children's Hospital. The research questions in this project included: number 1, do cooking classes in hospital-based settings affect the body mass index among overweight and obese children? Number 2, do hospital-based cooking classes affect the dietary intake of overweight and obese children? And number 3, do hospital-based cooking classes increase the self-efficacy of participants' ability to cook healthfully? This experiment will be composed of 3 groups. The first group will be the ones receiving the nutrition intervention of healthy cooking classes that they were referred to by their endocrinologist. The second group will receive nutrition information and recipe cards via pamphlets, but they will not receive healthy cooking classes. And the last group will serve as the control group. Having 3 groups instead of 2 allows researchers to conclude that dietary changes were a result of the healthy cooking classes and not a result of outside factors. Pre and post surveys will be collected at the beginning and at the conclusion of the study. Questions on the pre and post surveys will remain the same, but will ask participants on their fruit and vegetable consumption, their fast food consumption, their confidence in their cooking, and for them to rate their overall dietary patterns. For the children, the body mass index will be assessed prior to the study, during the study, and at the conclusion of the study. Body mass index results will be analyzed using a paired t-test.